Paratadve sadalino Ramakrishna samagyaya Yo dharma sthapana rato Viresham tam namamyaham. Revered Swami Girishananji, other Revered Swamis, Matajis, and the delegates. Swami Vivekananda had once said that with the birth of Sri Ramakrishna, Satya Yuga has started. The fact is that with incarnation, every incarnation, whether Ram, Krishna, Jesus, a new era begins, a new yuga, new age begins. Sometimes it is called Renaissance, and these great incarnations of God, they come to transform the society. And this they do in three ways. First, by their divine power. Second, they bring with them some chosen disciples. And third, by selecting some devotees out of the millions of humanity. And this is found in every case. They have the power to transform, but no, they have a sort of a leela in which all these three factors stay. Now, we are indeed fortunate that he has selected us to be the instruments, just as Swami Muktinathananji has said. But then, we must be careful that this blessing, we must thoroughly assess the blessing. We must not underestimate this blessing. After all, we have come into the fold of becoming the instruments of an Avatara Varishta, Yugavatar, becoming a part of the Ramakrishna movement. Not be us telling, oh, kya daya hai Bhagwan ki, kaisi kripa hai, that will not do. What is the second point which is important is that it has also given us a great responsibility on our shoulders. Swami Vivekananda has said this morning, a portion was read and he said, Swamiji points out that we have to take the responsibility on our shoulders. He says that think that the whole work depends upon you. So this is a very important thing which all of us must understand. But unfortunately, many of us are not conscious of our great blessing as well as our great responsibility. I had the occasion of meeting with many devotees associated with the member centers, private centers, and some of them openly say that Swamiji, we are complacent, we don't want to come out of our comfort zones. As a matter of fact, there are a number of Bhava Prachar Parishads which are working very nicely, but there are also 6 centers, 6 Bhava Prachar Parishads also. And for that is why they are sick, because they are not realizing their great responsibility as well as their great blessings. Now the third point which is important is that coming in fold of the Ramakrishna Bhavadhara has given us also one of the greatest opportunities. We have been exposed to very high type of ideas, ideals, as well as we have got a very good atmosphere, good sangha, good association, and this has given us a very great opportunity for Atmano Mokshartham Jagathitaya cha. Let us analyze it. Atmano Mokshartham means self-culture, character development, man-making, personal man-making. And Jagathitaya cha means selfless service. Let us go further ahead. If Bhava Prachar Parishad is concerned, when you talk of self-culture, Atmano Mokshartham, each member of the Bhava Prachar Parishad must become better human being than what he or she is at present. And secondly, Jagat Hit, you do through the Bhava Prachar activities of your center, and through it at a larger scale, various activities which have been pointed out, this you do. Now, for the Bhava Prachar Parishad, a code of conduct has already been chalked out. 10-point guidelines is there. But what about the individual development, character development? And this is very important. In the course of discussions here, it was pointed out that this is the third order. This word has been used, third order. This word has come from Franciscan order, where there are the monks form the first order, nuns form the second order, and the household devotees are considered the third order. Now there are rules and regulations, definite rules and regulations, codes of conduct are there for the monks, for the nuns. Why should not be such a code of conduct for the householders? A talk is there, and I had been trying to impress, I am discussing with Shiv Maharajji, that some sort of code of conduct must be evolved. As far as it is not done, I would suggest that we can form, individuals or your centers can form your own code of conduct with the help of, say, teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. Say, for example, Sri Ramakrishna says that live like brother and sister after 2 children. For husband and wife, live like brother and sisters. Or you live in the family like a maid servant in a big man's house, etc. So these can be chalked out and they can become guidelines. Then there are, for example, there are rules and regulations in Jainism, in Sikhism for householders. Bhuteshananji has the booklet of Mantra Diksha, initiation, which is in all the 3 languages, Bengali, English and Hindi. He has given some very important guidelines for the initiated disciples. So those things can all be given in the morning session. Or today, I think today, B.T. Advani, he had given some of the number of points he came in his mind, and he has given. He has got some good points he has given. You can talk out, can be prepared, you can yourself can be prepared it in consultation with some senior Swamis. I know that some Swamis, some devotees have prepared this sort of a thing, and those who are interested can, these are all very informal things. We can consult Piyush Punj, who was there in the morning here. I mean, today he gave a discourse, Bhava Prachar Parishad, Uttar Pashchimaachal Bhava Prachar Parishad convener. Those who are interested, you can contact him also. Now, so these are the few points I want you to remember. First is our great blessing. Second, our responsibility, and third, our opportunity. Finally, I come to a very important message of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda himself condensed his message. He himself says, my message can be put in but few words. Preach unto mankind their divinity and how to manifest it in every moment of life. He doesn't want us to be called man. He wants us to consider ourselves as divine. So, let us consider ourselves not as Mr. So-and-so, Mr. Banerjee, Chatterjee, Gupta, Nayyar, etc. No. Neither like husband, wife, father, mother. No. Nor doctor, professor, manager. These are not our main identities. Our main identity is that we are divine. If we are divine, we cannot consider ourselves a Brahman. Let us consider that we are the servants of God. We are the children of Sri Ramakrishna. Even if that is not possible, we must consider ourselves as sadhakas. We are trying to manifest the divinity. Potentially divine we are. We are trying to manifest it. So, let us consider our first identity as sadhaka. We are sadhakas. We are spiritual aspirants. We are struggling to become God. We are struggling to manifest our divinity. And then secondary we are Gupta, Verma, manager, etc. In that case, what will happen? Whatever activity we do, that will get converted into a spiritual practice. Finally, one thing we must remember, and that is, if we do like that, as Swami Vivekananda said, all that is good will come. We will be completely transformed. Swami Vivekananda, just now I chanted Swami Vivekananda's pranam mantra, Paratatve Sadalino, Ramakrishna Samav Kiya. Swami Vivekananda is projected in various ways. Swami Vivekananda's sociological ideals, social upraising, etc., etc. is what. But let us remember that Swami Vivekananda was a Yatiraj. Swami Vivekananda was Satchita Swarupa. Swami Vivekananda Paratatve Leen. He was 80-90%, at least 75% of his mind was merged in God. We can never understand Swami Vivekananda. Not even we monks can understand Swami Vivekananda unless we go deep into meditation. We have not understood. We are forced by our ego in doing all sorts of work. Unless we become inspired by Swami Vivekananda, go deep into meditation, at least 5 or 10% of meditation we can do, then only we can understand that Swami Vivekananda, he worked with his 75% mind merged in God. Thank you.